Whoa, the eyes. We've got a snake. We've got a drawn snake for you in the vortex. Oh, it's wet. Why is the sea doing that? What's the point? Oh no, it's Johnny. Oh, it's big Johnny standoff. He's always sideways. It's sometimes a pop-up book is the thing about war. It's all the pillars fall down and then everybody's fucked. You're eating the castle. There we go, there's the poster boys. Coming down to post. Oh, I'm posting cringe. Oh, look at this. You weren't expecting it to be quite such a violent process, were you? Oh, the ships have kissed. Fight! Fight on a boat! It's too flashing, I can't quite tell what's going on at the sea. Here we fire our cannons, but that's... Oh, stop them! I like stopping the... Hello! Waft them away. Not even wafting the cannonballs back, just wafting generally. Still can barely tell what these two are up to. Oh, sideways though. Blarf. Look at that. Utterly bluffed was the product tagline of this one. Well, I don't know how this one's gonna go. And I know I say that like every time I start a new genre game on the channel, but like while the gameplay loop of Warriors games is pretty simple in and of itself, in fact the series caught a lot of flack for that. Just like generally, it's one of those critical consensuses that just sort of fly around and you don't quite know the origin of it, but everybody says it. Like, it's the joke about the series. But in spite of that, the amount of information that these games sort of throw up at you on the screen... Like, I've tried to play these games muted while listening to podcasts and stuff, and that's caused me to miss things. So, and like, forget what I was supposed to be doing. So I don't know how, like, trying to commentate over this is going to affect things. I did a little test go of it to determine difficulty and whatnot. Want to change Oh, character switch. I read that as camera switch. I was like, what's your friend eating? So there's no way to... So the camera controls left and right are inverted. Which is what I was seeking to change there. I can reset all my officers. I can eat all of the strawberries that we need. I'm coming in with more or less everything unlocked, apart from, every character has a personal item that they can find in one of the levels that, like, does something for them, I'm sure. But evidently I haven't done most of those. I'll be doing them if I can, but I'm probably not going to put emphasis on it. I'm just here to show off all the strawberries that we can find in the world where the world is. We're going to be starting with Wu, because it's the first one I played, so it felt like it should be the first one I start with. There's really nothing to it more than that. Here's the characters. I believe these are the characters we start with. They should be. It makes sense. And I'll be switching up the roster as and when more characters would get unlocked in the story. I don't know if there's like a natural point to like show everyone off. But the good news is that movesets are largely consistent across the series, save for a few like drastic weapon changes and like changes in design. Certainly between Warriors Orochi and Warriors Orochi 2, very little has changed for the characters, so like... And I'm pretty sure in that there's like... specific battles where like teams of 3 specific characters go out and do a thing, so that everybody will get a chance to be seen in that at least. So, anyway, enough preamble. Like the amount of setup I'm having to do to explain what's going on here. I'm just gonna be fighting a bunch of lads with whatever lads seem to show up at the time. I couldn't find a guide online that said what characters have like special dialogue interactions in every level, so I'm just gonna be guessing. I'm just gonna be going based on what I think might be a good idea. So let's base it in Blumberhead. Let's go to the Battlemount Dungeon. Theoretically, it takes under 10 minutes, which it's gonna need to at this point, because, like, fuck me. We'll be doing hard mode. To be honest, I kind of wish there was one between hard and chaos. Because, like, neither of them felt quite right. I'd like it if there was a mode that had, like, the attack frequency, like, the enemy attack frequency of chaos, but, like, the damage scaling of hard. That, I feel like, would be a happy medium, but since we're just doing this to show... Like, we're just trying to get through things here. Let's have a hard spinach grenade. It blows all my spinach shrapnel across the battlefield, like this tiger used to. Oh yeah, they needed a tiger for that back in the day. Spinach, he thinks. Or the sky. More boats for us to look at and not quite tell what's going on. You can only be on the sea at night in this world, seemingly. Not the hole. No, there's a hole. Oh, I'm looking around. Oh, there's a hole. Oh, the purple! No! The purple's done sucked the castle out the ground. Oh, I don't fucking believe this. No, you're stealing my boats, you're stealing my me. You're stealing my vintage copy of Wii Sports Resort. Famous quote from Nobunaga Oda. Oh, what's going on out here then? Oh, I've been plonked. He's plonked me. Oh, it's me, look. Got my scythe. Pointed you. That's Mr. Warriors himself. Well, this is a shame, isn't it? Everything's on fire. Blah! Oh, I'm falling over. Oh, I'm sad. Everybody's just sort of standing at angles. No. Oh, I'm angry that I've got two swords. I have lips, look. That's not typical of a snake.
The Serpent King Orochi used his demonic strength to bend time and space and create a new world on a mysterious astral plane.
I love bending time and space to create a new world on a mysterious astral plane.
He then gathered together the strongest,
one of my
wisest,
favorite hobbies,
and bravest warriors from the Three Kingdoms era of China and the Warring States period of Japan to test their might against his own.
Those two specifically. Wasn't curious about anyone else. Not yet, anyway. I think there's, like, Greek gods and shit in Orochi 4. Just whoever we had access to at the time. Fucking... What if the next Warriors Orochi was, like, incorporated every, like, Warriors-style game that has been done since? Like, you had the fucking Legend of Zelda characters, bloody Persona 5 Strikers, or whatever it was called. There was a Dragon Quest one, I'm pretty sure. Like, he's just like, yeah, them two now. I want to see how I stack up to them as well. The fucking Smash Ultimate of war. War generally. Anyway, carry on.
The forces of Wu lost
fuck's sake, it's been 10 minutes and we've yet to slay a dude.
To Orochi as prisoners of war.
I love them. The text crawl is very slow.
Orochi then forced Sun Jian's son,
let's speed it up a little bit.
Resistance army that had sprung
I won't skip the narration, but still.
On pain of the execution of his father.
Oh, one of my other big hobbies is executing your father, so if you don't let me do the war one, I might have to do that instead, you see. Ho ho. Point your beard at this, why don't you?
As fate would have it, Ma Chao had led the resistance forces to Mount Dingzhou.
Look at my helmet, Snoot.
Their campaign against Orochi.
That's the name of that, and the entity being depicted as well. Helmut Snoot. Powerful warrior from the Germanic land of Germany.
In order to save the people of Wu,
magnificent stuff. He had to go up the garden path in order to save everyone, look.
The brave rebels.
Allow me to psychically suppress your wife. Let's go! Let's go and have a fight. I love to have a fight, alright. We've got everybody's weapons. We've got the most powerful versions of everybody's weapons. I've got like a default loadout of abilities. You can fuse weapons together to give them different abilities and improve them. Like, I'm not gonna get into that. That's mostly been done. I've done that at this point. Like, there's enough admin being done at the moment. Inherent abilities of the lad. We're just gonna be focusing on bonking all the Skronkuses. Oh, that's just who we are. Conditions. Defeat the silly bastards or the main camp will be destroyed. Alright. You can see who's on either side. A fixture of the series. Snargus can always turn up. Who's Snargus? Snargus can be here sometimes. Isn't that great? Secret character in any Warriors-style game. Snargus, who's gonna come up and look at 4 horses. The 4 scrunches of the Crumbulus. Look at us.
Your father has been kidnapped, as have many of my allies. All we can do for now is endure.
Where else do I know your voice from, sir? Some snumst is ground. Ooh, off I go with no face.
I don't know how long I can bear this disgrace for, though.
I can't eat a big disgrace yet. A big disgraceful plum! I salute you! The battle cry of the Soong family. The big disgraceful plum salutes you.
My heart's not in this battle.
That's actually how the original The Art of War opens. The big disgraceful plum salutes you. It's typically replaced by a lot of bullshit about how it apparently relates to business now in modern translations. I've got a copy of it. I still haven't read the fucking thing. I couldn't get past the preamble where they, like, for some reason had to spend, like, 2 fucking chapters describing how typically they used bronze swords. I guess it requires these days a lot of context for why many of these thoughts would have been considered profound at the time. I'd have preferred some kind of, like, annotation that came up as and when this information was relevant, so that I could actually like, engage with the content of the book, maybe? I don't know. Zhang Bao, eat shit. You bowed all your last Zhangs or 2. I've crunched everything that was needed.
The enemy's main camp is in plain view. Let's sweep on in and finish this
It's in
thing.
plain soup. Let's go sweepy. Hurt everything. Hurt everything and you can change into a different man every evening. Don't advance the ambush unit. That's like actually a shame.
The moment is upon us. Brush the enemy aside.
Stop forgetting me. It's the don't forget me cannon. Isn't that pretty spectacular? No. It's actually not. It's actually not. You gotta leave me alone. Hold your bones open for 6 years at a time. You're powerless. Get disempowered. Get scrunguloided. No. Don't be here at... Oh, you're here at my service. That's fine then. That's fine. I love forming an alliance with you. I form an alliance of who's trying to scrunch us from behind. Don't think I haven't noticed you scrunching all the bumpos. Another tactical term from back in the day. Will you... Right, get assassinated a little bit. It's fine. It's fine like this. When I do throwing all the blade. They're dying a little too quickly. They're dying a little too quickly for Mary's sake. It's a weird kind of shitty thing to say to someone. You are an excellent compromise. I will lick a chopper chop every day until I decide it's not worth doing anymore. All the nuances and the many nuances. So you may notice there's like coloured rings around their character portraits. They can be power, speed or technique type. I don't know how much I really care to go into the nuances of what each one means. But essentially you can use your gauge to do a different thing. Or I think in the case of speed, doesn't necessarily use the gauge at all. The Muso? I've only ever seen it written down. I think it's Muso. I've also heard Mushu. It's impossible to know. Like, I say I've only ever seen it written down. Like, I have heard the word Mushu said as if it was in some way connected. I have never seen, right, somebody write the word down and then say definitively, here's how you say this. Is what I'm fundamentally getting at, okay? Get off my dick. Get my gun! I want to cut you a little bit and hit you with these. I think it's a shame that you're exploding once or twice. Oh, stop that. Stop encroaching upon me with your spears.
I neither need nor want any help from Wei.
I merely do as my lord Orochi requires.
You gotta get it. You gotta get it regardless.
I will train harder and prove
Your
myself
lob.
next time.
One step closer
You've
to
had a
victory.
big lob.
You're truly a hero.
I can't believe you've lobbed.
You have done a commendable job,
I've done a great idea. I've done a great fucking concept. Wiping out all the starch beetles. It's actually a rather normal thing to do.
It doesn't make any sense.
Why is it happening?
I can't think like
Everybody's wife's got a neck that's too long.
the enemy in front of me. Nothing else.
As well. Alright, you can activate giraffe mode by marrying.
I hate backing out.
It's quite amazing that nobody thought to stop it.
You are stronger than
Do you realise
Why do you not fight
the
against
problem
this evil?
of having infinite married giraffes?
Only I knew where they were being held.
That could create an issue.
I hate backing out.
It could create an issue for the greater Bristol area. Look at this. A whole turnaround in a fucking turnpike. Go up and hurt yourself.
I hate backing out.
I love how all these people have been wounded. No, don't shoot me all those times.
So, you like what you see?
By shooting me all these times, you're committing a big crimes. Oh, right, well how about I just sort of stand at you and hurt you with these.
His role is also to right the wrongs of his lord.
Oh, I'm having comments about the man. I'm having comments about the man because he didn't have the best plan. Is ultimately... All of you shit. All of you shit right now. Hurt. Hurt with a pine cone.
Fight for Orochi? Why? You shall pay for your actions.
Because I don't have enough pine cones to not do that. I can't pay the pine cone tax on not having a fight.
Time to retreat.
One step closer to victory.
This would have made sense during that time period. Like, just trust me on this. I've said something sensible. I've said something sensible to the White Lion of Disgrace. I've said something tremendous about the Butcher. And there's all kinds of reasons to agree with me on that. Come on. We're ready to... Well, you've killed a man in front of me. While on a horse. I think that's amazing. Hello, you over here. Let's us have a fight. Oh, run at you. No, don't run at me, actually. Hello.
Come on!
I'm Brungus Kenobi, and I'm here to hit you with these fucking bat wings I've got on my stick. Isn't it amazing how nobody's got a clue what they want? I don't explain anything to anybody, even when it's really important that I do that. Alright? No, you have to perish this time. I love telling people to perish. It's the only way I know how to confront people. I say it when I'm nervous. And then I'll throw them a little stringulus as well. This is a tool known as a stringulus. It's used for stringulizing. It's used for beam! Oh, I can't tell which one of you is alive. I can't tell who walks the path of righteousness anymore. I can't tell whose neck is in my little pocket. And I can't tell why it matters! I can't tell why your wife's name explodes when I say it too loudly. Alright. These are all questions I have to ask myself when I pass the mustard to someone new.
The resistance has been suppressed. My task is complete.
Can't be bothered to do much else.
There hasn't been much to smile about lately, but fighting you? Now that was fun.
Now there's a plum in the eyes of God.
Do not understand me. You are forced to fight for Orochi, and yet you do not look unhappy. I wish to understand. Let me fight with you.
Let me put a flapjack on my ear and think about the questions you can ask.
You do what you must.
Do whatever's in your power to make my name louder.
One step closer to victory.
I'm better at the game now. Oh, jumpy jumpy. This fucking Ieyasu's power stance. What's going on there? I think I can sip. Oh, it's me! Hello. I mean, it's him. I'm not him, obviously. I came into existence quite a bit later. I love ending a turmoil with bliss.
The path in which you believe, and know that I will be beside you all the way.
Good, I'll play my little flute. I'll play a tasty flute that anyone can compute. Amazing points. Amazing points, and there's a bunch of stuff that's not really gonna matter too much. It doesn't... Have I got all these? Yes. Doesn't bring me any new ideas into the Commonwealth, I'm afraid. I'm not gonna like make a point of doing this for every stage, but because this was the stage I tested to sort of like calibrate difficulty and whatnot, I know there's interactions that we missed, and I happen to also have looked up the way to get the personal belonging of the person who's gonging. So I'm going in. Who had one that I wanted to do? I wanted to give you Bolt, didn't I? Just to feel something. Right, so that's all the experience we need to have with that. And now what I'm gonna do is do that level again. Do I want to bump it down to normal? I thought about like maybe putting it on chaos to sort of show you the problem. but like it would run counter to all my other stated objectives. I think hard is a good level for it to be at for this. And we don't need to know about this. We've done it. We've done it all. We've seen it already. We're just calibrating the dunk machine so that it can dunk properly. I suppose I could have done this in free mode, but like we're already here. Like we were already in the story mode menu. It seemed silly to stand downstairs. It seemed like weeping was too loud. You can't cry this loud if you're in the big pot. There is nothing else. There is nothing else. There is nothing else. I said there is nothing else. There's nothing but the sword that I want. Oh, you can like see me getting confused by the camera. Right, we got to do a bunch of stuff within 10 minutes. So the clock's ticking down, and we need what's his bucket to trigger that cutscene where he fights Ranmaru again.
Did you see that? That's my
We
brother.
need a lot of
The enemy's main camp
we
lies
need a lot of
beneath us.
scrongulations to scrongulate beneath us.
Easy. Slow and steady.
I love seizing. I love seizing all kinds of Hansi. No. No, please. Come on, trigger the ambush. I need to scrouch absolutely everybody within the time limit. There's nothing else.
Your skills are without equal.
There's nothing in my bin but saints. There we go. Advance like you would normally. I'm gonna go around here.
Is upon us. Rush the enemy aside.
I'm gonna go around there and speedily do it. You need to be stopped. You need to actually have an end put to you. Burn. Bernard Cribbins. I know all of this. I know all of the ideas. I know they're serious. I know what I ultimately want to do. I just don't know who's fishing for a better way to do it.
They are made of treacherous stuff. I hope you will deign to fight me
Made
again.
of silly materials like betray you fabric.
Blow him away.
They're made of bastard strikers.
Bring it on.
They're like little match-looking things, but instead of striking a flame, they strike bastard.
I won't lose a second time.
We're not sure what that means, and we're scared of the result of using one of these. But there's gotta be a reason, right? I mean, we'd like to think so.
Do you think you can stop?
Do you think your big marmalade idea can upset me? Come on. Hurt. Get hurt by the way that I cut you. You'd think getting cut most ways would hurt, to a certain extent, wouldn't you? You'd think it might be a way to get some kind of big sympathetic onion down there. Getting hurt really makes the onions descend in a sympathetic way. Doesn't it? If you really think.
I won't lose a second
I
time.
do not know if I'm doing this fast enough.
Pride of the Sioux family.
We might not ultimately get what we wanted.
That's my brother.
We might not ultimately get the big plate.
Brilliant.
We might not get to go, ooh,
You and I are both in the same boat.
love the boat.
We must keep our emotions in check, though.
We love to step in a boat every now and again.
All time.
Hey, why does everyone keep treating me like
Is
I'm
the
a
course
powder
particularly
keg?
fast? Oh, there's still a guy. There's still a guy who needs to be stopped over there.
I know how hard it's been.
It's hard to keep track of every man.
How about we just get this battle over and done with?
Please, no. You're right, you're in pain.
Target eliminated.
You're in pain and I've got to do more stuff.
Truly
Did we say anything unique and tasty?
I can't
Oh,
think like that.
oh.
I have to focus on the enemy.
You know what? Just, I'm on the clock here.
How exactly does that spear work?
Just explode. Oh,
One step at a time.
Oh right, like she like invents things. Is part of her whole character. She's like, what the fuck did you just do? Please. Please be stopped. Please be stopped at all times. Anyone else? Like, I could check the map and see if there's anyone. There is no one else. Do we have whistle? Whistle for a horse. I found the horse button. Please. Let's go. You know what? With the status effect that I have on that like boosts our running speed, I think the horse, if anything, is slower. What is a depressing revelation to have about the price of peas? And you know what? I knew it was coming. I knew these peas were a mistake. I knew everybody's... Oh, hello. What the fuck is this? How do I do anything about that? I don't recall how to break those deadlocks. I don't recall how to break the fingers of faith. Brother, please come up the hill. Where the fuck are you and why are you not up the hill yet?
Your skills are without equal.
I need you to be up the hill every day. Now. Can I like lure Ranmaru to you? Can I be like, come over here? Oh, you know what? I think I needed to kill like 200 people as well. Maybe I should have bumped it down to normal for this. Well, this has been largely a pointless endeavour. It's not served one of my main purposes for having done it, and you've not followed me where I wanted you to go.
Slow and steady. We can't just sit around.
What an absolute novice you've become. And I like physically bonk you towards him.
I don't expect one so young to understand this old man's mission. You fight for the
My eventual goal is to play 3. And thereby play knick-knack on my knee. Oh, you are like eating all of my blood, and it's not even great. I think I'm seeing why. I think all the personal items are very much endgame content, where they're expecting you to be a high level and to probably do it on normal or easy. For the explicit purpose of unlocking these items. So we've learned a big nasty message today, haven't we? You're talking to me? You're talking to the big Hanzo of faith. Oh, hello. Almost certainly too late at this point. We'll see if it says that counts. It won't, but it might. We don't know. I've been wrong before. I've been wrong about lemonade. You've not given me the big notification that says you're fine. No. No, it would have popped up with a little message that says a brilliant thing's appeared on the floor. I'll do that in my own time then, off screen, and I'll show you the prize that I won, and that can be how we start the next episode. But for now, this is the big mess that this fucking series is gonna be. Here's a big trouser-plated frog fraction for you to have questions about. So, yeah, goodbye for now. Look at me, looking at you.
I am at your mercy.
You're free to go.